Deputy President. Well, I said yesterday it was like Groundhog Day, and here we go again. I mean, we know where this vaccine hesitancy is coming from, and it's certainly got nothing to do with supply. We know that there is more supply throughout Australia for any Australian that wants it. We know that day after day, including yesterday, the day before and the day before that, we saw record days of vaccinations occurring. Over 250,000 Australians are being vaccinated every single day. There is no supply issue. But what we do know is when you look across some of the states is there's vaccine hesitancy, there's brand shopping. And why would that be? Considering the ATAGI advice is now that all of the vaccines, whatever vaccine you can access, are equally effective, are equally safe, and are equally hundreds of thousands of times less likely to injure and kill you than COVID. But those opposite persist and continue to persist with this absolutely, hyperbole around supply. But really what they're talking about is, we don't want to talk about AstraZeneca. We don't want to support Australian jobs. We don't want to support Australian manufacturing. We want to continue a fear and a smear campaign around vaccine brands. I mean, it is just ludicrous. The opposition leader, or the current opposition leader, can barely bring himself to even say the name. And the fact that he then raced out as quickly as possible to find a candidate for the seat of Hughes who has been active and out there suggesting people not get the AstraZeneca. This is against all health advice. Thank goodness we have sensible commentators like Dr. Nick Coatsworth who are encouraging Australians to get vaccinated, who know that the best vaccine for you is the one that is available. We are seeing Australians out in record numbers getting their vaccination and ensuring that Australia can open up as soon as is possible, but also keeping Australians safe. As we enter into lockdown here in Canberra, as those, and I would like to acknowledge my colleagues who have all stayed put today, that understand that they need to be here to support the Canberrans as they go through this, but also to ensure that Parliament is able to continue to conduct itself as best as possible. But as we stay here in Canberra and enter this lockdown, we know that Canberra and the ACT has done extremely well when it comes to its vaccination rate. In fact, it is getting very close to 30% at full vaccination. It is over 50% of one dose. But what is even more impressive is when you look at the vaccination rates going into those vulnerable cohorts. We are looking at numbers in the 80 and 90% range. So I think there can be some confidence when we look at the ACT with a 7-day sharp lockdown that because of the compliance that we're likely to see, because of the way that people will conduct themselves over the next 7 days, the fact that the contact tracers are already working hard with the gentleman that's been affected and ensuring that those close contacts are identified as soon as possible. But the fact that there are significantly high vaccination rates within the ACT, the chance of people contracting the virus, the chance of people infecting others with the virus, and the fact that people are less likely to get majorly ill or find themselves in hospital or worse still on a ventilator or die via the virus is significantly reduced because of these levels of vaccines and the vaccination rate that we need to keep encouraging. And we need to keep encouraging people to get out there. I am intrigued as to whether or not we'll start to see another fear campaign, because we know you guys just can't stay away from them, and whether or not we're going to start to see a move away from the Pfizer, and now you're going to be out there starting to encourage people that they should just really be looking at the Moderna. I mean, this spoilt for choice, you guys aren't going to know which way to go, how to scare Australians. I mean, disgracefully today, on Capitol Hill on ABC, when I was there with Senator McAllister, yet again, today, after 1:30 this afternoon, there Senator McAllister was spreading more information about a lack of supply. It is absolutely shameful behaviour. It is time that it stopped. It is time that you started to get behind Australians, the Australian economy, and ensure that we can open up as soon as possible, and that is through vaccinations. And it's not through brand shopping. It's not through creating vaccine hesitancy. It's through real information, factual information, not scare campaigns, and not actually out there confusing Australians that are trying to do the right thing.
Thank you, Senator Hughes. Senator